5-second board being shown. So the revs are starting to rise, the rev lights go on, and they go out, and away we go, and it's a pretty good start from the drivers on the front row of the grid. It looks like everyone's away pretty well. Kales Cole a little bit slow away, but it's Clues and Booth side by side as they head down through the first couple of corners at Clervo and Hawthorne. Matthew Higginson is there in third position. It's side by side for fourth and fifth between Dan Gore and possibly Rob Wellham as well. But it
contact there.
Yeah, a bit further back, but it looks like it's the 65 car of Matthew Booth leading. That's Wellham. He was slightly offline, so I think possibly he may have cut the chicane there. But it's Booth leading, Clues second, Higginson third, Wellham fourth, Dan Gore fifth, and Paul Butcher up to sixth from eighth on the grid as they head through Tower Corner on the opening lap. So they're making their way through the S's now, up towards Barcroft, and then towards the double right-hander at Sunny. There you've got the number 3 car, that's Thomas Westworth, right in behind Paul Butcher. Thomas Westworth in his first season of racing. Paul Butcher's been racing F1000s for forever, pretty much, I think. And they're heading back towards the complex now, towards the completion of this first lap, and it's a first lap that's gone to plan by the looks of it for Matthew Booth, Elliot.
Yeah, indeed. Paul Butcher's going to be under pressure coming down into Clairvaux.
Yeah, he is. He's a little bit further back down the order in 6th place, but he's got that Thomas Westworth car from the young 19-year-old from a car to right behind him. That's Rob Wellham. He was riding the curbs quite a lot there through Clairvaux. How much use of the curbs can you make in these F1000s, Elliot?
It's a fine line. Too much and it will spit you out, and they can suffer damage, especially with the open wheels.
One going very wide over the grass as well. And that wasn't Paul Butcher under pressure, but we'll try and pick out who that was. You can see that Tom Gadd was up to 8th place on the opening lap, and Lee Morgan from the back of the grid up to 12th position already. So that's a great effort from both of those drivers, Elliot.
Yeah, immense start from Lee, that.
He is, of course, the reigning champion. He was also the title winner in 2013 as well. I think that's Morgan just alighted on there. There's the 24 car of Victor Newman, the French driver from Strasbourg, who's been racing in Sports 1000 for the past couple of seasons, switching to the Mattel cars from F1000 for this season. Lee's already coming through to complete their second lap. Paul Butcher is, I think, down to 7th position, because Tom Gadd it is that has got past him. Yes, it is in the number 12 car. And we were just watching on screen, that's the 41 car of Billy Stiles. He was getting involved in a battle with Victor Newman and Matt Betts, I think. Fastest lap there as well for Matthew Booth, a 1:17.66, so he's already underneath his own lap record, so that's a really good lap.
He's pulling quite a gap out, actually.
He is, quite a gap over Dan Clues in 2nd position. Dan was champion 2 years ago, didn't have such a good season last year. Also running in Sports 1000 this season as well. Higginson in 3rd and Dan Gore in 4th. But we're watching this battle involving 24 Victor Newman and 33 Rob Bailey for 12th and 13th positions, so a little bit further back down the order. But there's always a good battle to be found wherever you are in the field, isn't there?
Yeah, there seems to be. I mean, especially with so many on the grid, everybody seems to have their hands full at some point.
And that's Billy Stiles going up the inside of Matt Betts and failing to take 14th position away, that would have been.
Dan Gore is closing the gap on Higginson.
He is, that's for 3rd and 4th position. We'll pick that up in a second on screen, I think, because that could be a tasty battle.
Tom Gadd is absolutely flying. I wouldn't be surprised if he betters Matt Booth's lap time, to be honest.
Well, you watch the screen in the bottom right-hand corner any moment now. I think we're going to see a graphic. There it is, it pops up. Fastest lap, Tom Gadd.
Would you look at that?
You know what you're talking about, Elliot. You can come back.
I don't claim that.
1:17.59 for Tom Gadd, and he's there in 6th position. And
he's making a move on Wellham.
Yeah, we can see this on screen now into Tower Corner. He's up the inside. I think he's gone through. Trying to pick it up on the exit. Yes, there he is. He's the sort of white car with the blue longitudinal stripes. Wellham, the sort of purple car with the orange nose cone and orange wing. So Gad has gone through. I mean, to get past someone like Wellham is a quick driver in his own right, isn't it?
He absolutely is. But Gad, yeah, he just seems to be on a different level at the minute.
Yeah, had those 2 wins at Silverstone and a 2nd place as well behind Matthew Booth in the other race that we had at Silverstone. That was on the national circuit. Quite a different layout this weekend. A bit more to it. But making amends here for the issues that he had in race 1. 9 minutes or so left to go in this race. How high up the order do you reckon Tom Gad can go here? He's 5th now.
I wouldn't be surprised if he can close on Gore quite quickly, and then he should get Higginson as well. I don't believe he'll get to Clues, and even if he does get behind Clues, his defence will be stern.
Lee Morgan up to 8th place as well now, as we're watching the battle for 3rd on screen. It's Gore up the inside of Higginson for 3rd place. He's a bit unsettled under braking, and the number 80 car of Dan Gore has gone through now. He's got that place away from Higginson.
No, he's not.
He was trying to get back, wasn't he? Trying to get that switch back at Tower. And that is that something you can do at Tower Corner? You can take different lines through there and get them to move back on the 80?
Yeah, you can get alongside for the exit, and then it is just a case of once you're alongside, just got to be brave, stick it around the outside.
So Dan Gore in the Mattel cars run number 80 ahead of Higginson now in the number 83 car. He's also being run by Mattel cars, so they're teammates. There's Gad, and he's not far behind them now, is he?
He is closing.
Looking at the lap times, he's done that 17.57. Higginson and Gore have both not got out of the 18s yet. So you would think Gad here could get past these two in fairly short order.
He's not quite there yet.
He's done another fastest lap of 1:17.34 now.
Wow. Yeah, he'll definitely have a look down into Tower.
Yeah, I would think so. He's only a couple of car lengths behind Higginson in the mainly green machine, the familiar colours that we saw him racing in Sports 1000, or RGB as it was known then. Actually, he's not going to get against Tower,
I don't think he got a good exit out of Hawthorne through the chicane, actually. But
he's going to have plenty more time. There's still 7.5 minutes or so to go. He's going to have a go through the Jim Clark S's. That's a brave place to do it.
Round the outside, lovely.
Yeah, that's really well done. That is not one of the more obvious overtaking opportunities.
No, that is brave.
So he's up to 4th. And there is a little bit of a gap between himself and Dan Gore now. Dan Gore seems to have pulled away a bit from Higginson. So we'll see what he can do here. About 6/10 or so behind at the start of the lap. I think it might be a little bit more than that now. Wellham, you could just see him shot in 6th position a little bit in a race on his own at the moment. Gad, of course, from a low-cost champion, switched to F1000 a couple of years ago. Didn't get a full season in last year, missed some rounds due to COVID, but did get 7 wins under his belt.
He did show promise last year. He had mechanical issues, and yeah, he did miss a weekend with COVID. But once he got that machine working, he was absolutely flying.
Yeah, 24-year-old vehicle technician from Sleaford in Lincolnshire, run by Team Sellers Racing, who also ran him in his low-cost days as well. So he's after Gore. The gap between them is just over a second. It was at the start of the lap. Then it's about 1.15 seconds between Clues in 2nd and Gore in 3rd. And Booth in the lead this race, so he's 2.34 seconds ahead. Higginson there go through in 4th position. He's been chased by Wellham now. It's about 3 seconds between them. Wellham's been racing in this category for a few seasons now. He's had an odd win, but he's never had that sort of consistent run of success, has he?
No, he doesn't seem to. He's such a good driver in the wet. I think a number of his wins have come in the sopping wet. He's driven away at Snetson a few times.
He has, hasn't he? Maybe it's one of those things. Booth's just come through to complete another lap 7 by the way. And he's still out in front in car 65 from 8 Dan Clues in 2nd, 80 Dan Gore in 3rd, 12 Tom Gad 4th, 83 Matthew Higginson 5th, and number 5 Rob Wellham completing the top 6. The battle we're looking at is a bit further back, 9th, 10th and 11th and 12th I think it is. It's headed by Paul Butcher, and he's just about heading into Clervaux Corner now with the 26 car of the teenager Murphy Aldridge right behind him. Oh, and a wheel has just come off one of the cars there. That's the Victor Newman car. That's just come straight off, and Victor Newman, hands on his helmet, thinking, what on earth has gone on there? I didn't quite see how that happened, or indeed where the wheel ended up. I hope it's not gone over the fence, but that's a scary moment there for Victor Newman, who of course is out of the race. Have you ever seen anything happen like that before?
Well, that is the price you pay if you take too much of those curbs.
Yeah, there's the wheel. It's fortunately ended up on the runoff area. It's not cleared the barriers, which is great news. But yeah, that's most unusual. See that. So he's exited that battle. So that leaves Butcher, Aldridge and Falkingham. But watching Gore and Gadd now on screen, they're right together. So it's Marcel Cars against TSR here as they go through the hairpin. And this is a crucial corner because this gives you the momentum for the straight run down to Clairvaux, Elliot.
Yeah, this should be fairly straightforward. Gore showing him to the outside, but Gadd, no, he's held him off.
He has, hasn't he? I think Gadd's oh, and we've got a tangle here, actually just behind our commentary box, and that's between Eddie Falkingham and Billy Stiles. Now, not sure how that's happened, but two cars, the drivers getting out of them. You can see that Eddie Falkingham, the former Clio driver's out of his car. Billy Stiles is vacating his as well, but they've obviously tangled. Didn't quite see what happened there, though. So we're still watching this battle for third between Gore and Gadd. They're just making their way out of Tower Corner. And again, Gadd's carried good speed through the Jim Clark S's. But not enough this time to get the move done as they did on Higginson a few laps ago.
No, he's all over him now.
And there's going to be yellow flags at the complex, of course, here. Is that going to be a problem? It's not really an overtaking place, is it?
No, you won't get past anybody there. Let's hope they all slow down.
And safety car coming out, so that's going to stymie his chances, I think, because there's only 3 minutes of the race left to go. But the safety car, I can see, yep, it's there at the pit lane exit. It's going to pick up Matthew Booth. He's got his hand out of the cockpit to acknowledge that the safety car's on circuit. Hopefully everyone will see that. But there's only 3 minutes left to go, Elliot, so I don't think we're going to get much more racing in here.
No, probably not. It is in an awful position, though, Ed Falkingham's car, so it is necessary.
On the other hand, though, it is very close for the marshals to be able to push in behind the barrier. So if they can do that quite quickly, we might get one more lap out of it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, because I think there's actually a gap now where the marshals could get out and push that car in, unless that's also lost a wheel and can't push or something like that. There's a handful of cars just coming out, so they're just waiting for those to clear, I think, before the marshals go out and try and recover that. If we can get one more lap out of it. Have you been in that situation where you've just had a one lap green flag run to the checkered flag?
Yeah, and I usually fall down the order, to be honest with you. Fall asleep.
I could ask you what the secret is then to a good restart after a safety car.
I need to be asking others what the secret is, to be honest.
I guess the key though is to keep focusing in these safety car periods. I don't like the look of that recovery truck, because that's not going to clear things very quickly.
I think that's how race works.
I suspect you might be right, which is a great shame for Tom Gadd.
Nevertheless, hell of an effort.
Yeah, no, it was great because he's climbed from 14th to 4th. I was just checking the rules on this. The grid for the next race, set by the results of race 1, but with the top 10 positions reversed, basically. So as things stand, that would actually put Murphy Aldridge on pole position, ahead of Paul Butcher, and Matthew Booth down in 10th place. And Gadd would be 7th, which is an improvement on race 1 and certainly something he can progress from there. So marshals, yes, they are at the scene of the incident behind us, but I think it's going to need the intervention of the rescue vehicle, the recovery vehicle, to recover that car. So I suspect with only 1 minute on the clock anyway, it will be checker flag at the end of this lap. Elliot, so it's never a particularly happy way to finish a race behind a safety car, is it?
No, there was plenty of action though. I do think you're right. I think Ed's got some front end damage, so maybe they weren't able to push it off.
Yeah, that would be, I'm sure if they could have done, they would have done, because they were both a matter of just yards away from the barriers. And if the cars hadn't been in a situation where they could have pushed them behind them, I'm sure they would have done. but we'll just wait for them to come through and take the checkered flag. Of course, it's 3-race format that the drivers have in F1000 for all of the rounds this season. Do you like having the 3 races over a weekend, Elliot? Is that something that works well for the drivers?
Yeah, the reverse grid as well. It provides some really interesting racing, especially when you've got the quick guys starting 8th, 7th, 6th, and the guys in front aren't necessarily that much slower.
No.
So they do have to work to get past those cars.
It's not straightforward,
No,
is it?
not at all.
No. So that adds a little bit of spice to it. I guess the sort of downside, if you are having reliability issues or anything like that, then it means if you sort of get off to the weekend on the wrong foot, it can just go horribly downhill, can't it?
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, checker flag is being waved as well. There was that current Victor Newman to recover as well, of course, from Clervaux Corner, as well as the 2 down here. So there's the checker flag. The win goes to number 65, Matthew Booth. Second place goes the way of number 8, Dan Clues. Third place, number 18, Dan Moore. Fourth to number 12, Tom Gadd. Sixth to number 5, Rob Wellen. So, just looking at the championship standings there. Touch and go with Boots. It gets into the lead of the championship. They have not worked all of that out. Gadd 4th. What does he get for that? Oh, I think Gadd will still hold on to the championship lead, isn't he?
Just about.
My reckoning. But it's 2 wins apiece for those 2 drivers now, and probably you'd say that they are going to be 2 of the favourites for the championship.
Oh,
this
absolutely,
season.
absolutely. Yeah, but like we spoke about earlier, it is a case of reliability as well.
One of the drivers that's well up in the championship, not here this weekend, that's Ben Powney. He's supporting his wife Beck, who's running the Edinburgh Marathon this weekend. So I think it's his turn to act as support crew rather than the other way around. But best of luck to Beck in her running endeavours.
Well, we know who wears the trousers there now, don't we?
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, it's he's someone who's not going to sort of necessarily stay in championship contention, but if Wellham can get a couple of wet meetings that would suit him, he's one to watch. And obviously Lee Morgan as well. He's came through to 7th in the end there, but we know how quick he is.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I'd be surprised if he was taking wins at some point this season. And for yourself, I mean, I know that last season you were contending for the championship until engine issues sort of struck, but it's sort of an injury that's keeping you out now. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just a crash we had a few years ago. Just a recurring injury now. Just need to fix it and get back out there as soon as possible, but obviously not rush the process.
You're saying the car's ready to go, it's just that the driver's not fit to drive it at the moment.
That is absolutely right.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with your recovery, and hope to see you out before too long. Let's just give you a rundown on the results then. 65 Matthew Booth was the race winner, from number 8 Dan Clues in 2nd place. 80 Dan Gore took 3rd position, ahead of number 12 Tom Gadd. 4th, 5th number 83 Matt Higginson, 6th number 5 Rob Wellham, 7th was number 56 Lee Morgan, 8th number 3 Thomas Westworth, 9th was 42 Paul Butcher, and rounding out the top 10 the teenager Murphy Aldridge, 26. Then it was Mark Betts in 11th place, Rob Bailey in 12th, sorry, 33. 13th number 14 Adam Walker, 14th 66 Max Vintas, then Alok Yengar in 15th in 44. Then Kales Cole, I think the only other finisher, with Victor Newman joining Eddie Folkingham, Billy Stars, Alex Tseo on the list of retirements. Just see if there was any more as well. Yes, there was. David Tagg also failing to make it very far in that race. So that's F1000. They've got 2 more races during the course of this weekend. They're out again right at the end of this afternoon, and again for their 3rd and final race tomorrow. We'll look forward to seeing them then. There you can see on screen the cars preparing for the next race. That's the Formula V, so we're staying with single-seater action next. But we can go down to the pit lane now and hear from our race winner, and he's going to speak to Tom Butterworth.
Okay, so we're here with your round 4 of the F1000 Championship. Final placings on the rostrum, and it is Matthew Booth taking the win. Look fairly comfortable there at the front, Matthew. I know it's hard work in these things, but you did look fairly comfortable at the front. How was it for you?
It's always hard work, and especially with Dan chasing me down. It reminds me of 2019. But yeah, I luckily got a great start. Dan was on my left, and he was going to try and go for it into the first corner, but I just, because I had the inside line, matched him on the brakes and managed to keep it, and then I had to just absolutely go for it to get that gap before he could get a chance into tower, and just keep pulling it away, and then I think my second lap was my fastest, and then I'd used the tyres, and it was just trying to like keep it up there from there on and make sure he just didn't keep catching me.
We saw a couple of fastest laps go in, and then they started to go to other people, and yeah, it was starting to come together a little bit. Were you thankful that the checker flag came when it did, or were you still feeling comfortable as it looked?
I was happy as it was, but when that safety car comes out and you know it's near the end of the race, I was just thinking, no, he's got to checker it now, and yeah, it just brings the heart rate down for the last few laps when safety car happens. But yeah, I was still pushing. I think I could have held the gap, but I saw him all the ways there, just in that same point in my mirror at every corner. I knew he weren't leaving me, so yeah, I kept having to push every time.
Great stuff. Well, congratulations, and we've got 2 more rounds to go for the weekend, so looking forward to repeat, maybe even a hat-trick of wins. That's got to be the goal, hasn't it?
Well, it's always the goal, but with the reverse grid, I've got to start 10th in the next one, so we'll see how that goes, but yeah, it's all fun.
Be a tough job, but you never know, do you?
Yeah, I'll give it my best.
Great stuff. Thanks very much. So we'll move on to second place. So that's Dan Clowes. Dan, how was that for you?
This championship doesn't get any easier, does it?
It certainly doesn't. It's very, very close and always has been.
It is really close. The pace is really hot. I think Matt obliterated his lap record this morning in qualifying. I was underneath it as well, and I think maybe one other. And then the pace in the race was super hot as well. I thought I got a chance into the first corner with Matt. We sort of drag race down there, and but he just got the inside line on me.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, the lap record was broken in that race as well. So, yeah, like you said, the pace really, really hot. So, 2 more races to go for the weekend. And as Matt said, the reverse grid now so you're going to be going off P9?
I'll be P9, yeah. I'll be P9 later on this afternoon. So that's going to be hard work because there's 8 really good guys in front of me. And then Matt behind as well. So it's not going to be easy.
Great stuff. All right, well, thank you very much for that, and good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so moving round now, so we have Dan Gore in 3rd place. Dan, what was that like for you?
First of all, I should say hello to my mum if she's watching. She's been trying to wrestle her way onto YouTube all morning, so I hope she made it. That was a good race. About 20 minutes before the start, I didn't think we were going to be out there. We had trouble with the engine. That's what we pulled out qualifying for. Didn't think we'd be able to solve it, but Mattel did a fantastic job to get the car out. So I had to get my race mindset on quickly. A bit of a touch with Rob Wellham at the start. I think just 50-50. I think the cars are okay. And then, yeah, got past Rob, got past Matt, and then I could see Tom looming in my mirrors. So I was actually quite glad to see the safety car and hope, like Matt, that he was going to finish under it.
That's right. Tom was coming up through the field quite quickly as well. So yeah, probably a little bit of a sigh of relief from yourself there. But going off P7 in the next race, what do you think you can do from there?
Still not sure where the pace is, to be honest, this weekend, because I didn't have much running yesterday, didn't have much running this morning, so I think I can run with the quick guys, so I was about the same pace as these 2, I think. So, yeah, the first lap will be the usual adventure, and then see where we all shuffle out and try and move forward again.
Well, the pace definitely isn't too bad if you're already on the rostrum this weekend, so that's something to reward your mum's efforts with for getting onto YouTube and being able to watch us. So well done to you, and congratulations on your podium.
Great, thanks a lot.
Thank you. So I will throw back up to the commentary box. Next up, we have the Martins Group Formula V.